so that on our website over here, I'll just switch this thing up at the top, we've got a NewsWatch button. When you click on that on our webpage, maxtradingsystem.com, you can come to this page and get an idea on what major news items to be aware of. So it's listed critical, important, and long-term stuff, just to keep an eye on the news. It hasn't changed at all for ages now. It's very stable. Then we have the NewsWatch list, which is what we're going to produce now. And while Eusebio is running through his demos, I'll put it up on our website. And we also, because we're asked so often what pairs we should be trading, Eusebio came up with the idea of supplying a top 10 pairs list. So out of the 28 majors that are traded, we find the ones that are moving the most. And last week it was these ones. And then Eusebio further refines them down on a daily basis to these ones here. And at the bottom, there's some extra ones that you can trade if you want to, if you find these ones are too jumpy, say because of Brexit and strange tweets coming out. And down at the bottom here is some information on how to actually use them. But we'll go through all that. So that's why we're doing this. And back over here, and back over here. Okay. Okay, so all yours, Eusebio.
Okay, well, so on Sunday, I will monitor the Aussie MI inflation gauge month over month.
Yep.
It may be interesting also to monitor the Kiwi ANZ business confidence.
Actually, it's going really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And monitor the two Chinese manufacturing PMI and non-manufacturing PMI. Yeah, it's clear that with the epidemic being more and more controlled now almost everywhere around the world, we will see the economies of the different countries recovering, but not necessarily at the same speed. And so this can create some tension in the international business or trades. And so it may be interesting in terms of currencies and so trading the Forex. So on Monday, I will monitor the Euro-German preliminary CPI month over month.
Yep.
I will monitor the Swiss COF economic barometer. Then we will have, let's see what Lagarde has to say, due to speak at an online event hosted by the European Policy Center. No, not important. Pay attention, so monitor the OPEC meetings. Then we have the CAD current account major higher time frames.
Just one.
We have Tenrero talking also. Due to speak about the challenges of setting monetary policy at a webinar hosted by the Resolution Foundation. No, not important at all.
Okay. So
and then we have the US dollar Chicago PMI major. Then we have the Aussie current account major higher time frames. Monitor the Chinese cash-in manufacturing PMI. Then we have a big one in red with the Aussie cash rate and the rate statement.
Okay.
And monitor the 10-year bond auction for the yen. And that's it for Monday.
Okay, just scrolling.
On Tuesday.
But actually, there's twice as much news this week as there was last couple of weeks. So, okay.
On Tuesday, we will have the Swiss GDP quarter-over-quarter major higher time frames. Then the pound nationwide HPI month-over-month major. Then let's see. I will monitor the Euro flash CPI flash estimate year over year and core CPI flash estimate year over year. Simply monitor. Then we have the CAD GDP month over month major higher timeframes. We have the CAD manufacturing PMI major, the Kiwi GDP price index major higher time frame, but it is only tentative. Then we have Powell testifying, so this should be monitored, but we can check the content of the in front of which institution he is testifying. Due to testify on the CARES Act about before the Committee of Banking, Housing and Urban Affairs in Washington, D.C. Yeah, this may be interesting to monitor. Then we have, I will monitor the US dollar ISM manufacturing PMI. Then we have again Lagarde and then Brainard speaking. So Lagarde due to speak at an online event hosted by the Atlantic Council. No, let's forget. And Brainard due to speak about the modernization of the Community Reinvestment Act. No, let's forget. Then we have Lowe speaking at 7 p.m. due to testify before the House of Representatives Standing Committee on Economics in Canberra. Monitor that, yeah, because this follows the bank decision earlier. And we have the Aussie GDP quarter over quarter, so major higher time frames. And that's it for Tuesday. On Wednesday.
Okay.
On Wednesday, we have the Swiss CPI month-over-month major higher time frames. Monitor the 10-year bond auction for the pound. Then we have for the US dollar the ADP non-farm employment change, major. We have Quarles speaking at 9 a.m. and then after that Powell. So due to speak about financial regulation at the Financial Times Global Banking Digital Conference, no, let's forget. And then Powell due to testify, same thing, so monitor. And monitor the crude oil inventories for the US dollar. Then we have William speaking. A lot of people speaking this week.
Always are these days. It's easier, they don't have to fly around.
Yeah, due to speak about the economic impact of COVID-19 at a webinar hosted by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. No, not important. Then we have the beige book. I will monitor the US dollar beige book. Then we have the Aussie trade balance major higher time frames. And then monitor the Chinese cash-in services PMI and the yen 30-year bond auction. On Thursday, what we have, I will monitor the US dollar unemployment claims. Monitor the US dollar ISM services PMI and the natural gas storage, and that's it. So monitor the natural gas storage.
Yep.
And that's it for Thursday.
Okay,
and
so,
on Friday, we have the pound construction PMI major. Then we have Tenrero again speaking.
Okay. Tenrero, okay.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Due to speak at an online webinar. Oh, okay. No more information, so not important. Where are we? We have the CAD employment change and unemployment rate, so it's the big one, so in red. And then the CAD trade balance major higher time frames. And then we have the non-farm payroll with the average hourly earnings month over month, non-farm employment change and unemployment rate, so another big red one. Yeah, then we have the US dollar trade balance major higher time frames.
And trade balance. Oh, that's just black.
Yeah.
Yep. And these ones go like this. And what else?
And that's it. And we have Bowman speaking.
Hang on. I'm just going to add one. Insert copied cells.
Yeah, the revisions. Yeah.
Okay. So be careful with non-farm, because about 2 minutes later you get the last month's revision coming through. NFP revision. Okay. And sorry, Bowman.
Due to speak about community banking and fintech at an online event hosted by the Independent Community Bankers of America. No, let's forget.
Hey, Tony and Nathan and Rev. And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I'm going to change these names, Eusebio. In my somnambulant hours between when I wake up and actually am awake, I was thinking changing them to timeframes, so smaller timeframes, larger timeframes, rather than majors and H4s, so that people know when to watch out for the things. But if I remember what I was trying to, I've only just remembered that I thought of it a couple of weeks ago. But anything that's marked with H4 plus applies to people that are trading the H4 and above timeframes. Anything marked with major applies to all the lower timeframes. So when you come across one of these and you're trading, don't place any orders 1 hour prior to that particular news coming out, and get out of them within half an hour of the news coming out. Now, this is because if there's a surprise when the news comes out, it can cause the market to jump up and down, volatility, and can impact on your account money, the money that you've saved up to put into your account, not just the profits. If you're trading standard or SAND or something like that, more advanced, and you've got a lot of scale-ins already sort of racked up, you can knock off some of those and still trade through the news, but just be really careful about it. There are 3 major pairs, 3 major currencies: the US dollar, the euro, and the yen up here. Anything that's coming out on those in the way of news, treat it as if it's coming out on the pair that you're actually trading at the time. So it doesn't matter if they're involved in the pair or not. Treat it as if the news is coming out on that pair. So if you're in the Aussie Kiwi and there's yen news coming, then again, don't place an order 1 hour prior, get out within half an hour. This is because the big ones can impact all the other currencies no matter what. The smaller currencies you don't need to worry too much about. So if there's news coming up on, say, for instance, the CAD, and you're in the Euro US, you don't need to worry too much about it, but just be aware it's there. This one is a bit bigger because it has a large impact. Could trickle through the other impact on the other pairs. And when I say impact, make them jump one way or the other, or just go crazy. But if there's news is coming up on something small like the Aussie here, and you're in the euro dollar, then just be aware that it's there, but you don't need to get out of it, because the Aussie is unlikely to impact on the euro or the US currencies. However, having said that, I have seen the Kiwi cause a ripple right throughout all the currencies when it did a surprise interest rate announcement. It had been forecast, but the surprise was the amount that it changed by, or that it actually changed, and even the pound dollar had a little conniption. Okay, the only other pair we've got is the pound, and that kind of straddles between them. So it can be a big one at times and it can be a small one. So just watch out. These days I've marked it with care because going through Brexit, Boris Johnson's in charge, so you've got no idea what he's doing. Neither does he, I think. There are tweets coming up from Europe and Britain which cause things to sort of jump around all over the show. So what we've done is, if you don't want to trade those ones, we have a selection of lesser moving pairs, but pairs that could be a bit more less volatile than things that, like the pound or the dollar, which are impacted by tweets popping up all the time. So pairs that we've got this month, or this week, these ones out of the 28 top pairs, which are these. We've arranged them by their dollar range, not the pip range, but the dollar range. So these are the 10 best movers, and selected down to here, Xavier, for the backup
that's
ones.
Good.
Okay.
That's good, yeah.
So I put those on the website. These ones are on the website as well, just as backup if you find these ones too choppy or something like that. I was talking to Sinisha the other day, a trader from Croatia, and I was watching the pound Kiwi and the pound Aussie because they've been good movers lately. And he said, I prefer the euro yen. They move too fast, so I prefer the smaller movers. So it's being used. And even if you find those ones too much, you can swap down to these. They don't make as much money as these boys, but they're still reasonable, and they're better than trying to make money off something like the Aussie Kiwi, which moves on average 50 pips a day, or about $300. So go for the low-hanging fruit, which are these ones, but sometimes there's wasps in them. So go for the next level up, which are a bit easier to grab and less stingy. And these ones are just silly. Don't even bother with them. Okay, so we've got the top 10 pair, and over here on this sheet, I've transferred it. So up here is the top 10, and what Eusebio is going to do now is marry up the top 10 pairs with the news coming up for a particular day, so that we can have an idea on what pairs to use on a day. So go, Eusebio.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, Sunday we've got nothing. And what we do is we pick the news up to 5 p.m. each day. So on Sunday there was no news, and on Monday there was no major news. Oh, sorry, I take that back. The CAD came out at 8:30 a.m.
Sorry, the CAD. Okay,
yep.
The CAD. Okay.
And the US dollar.
And the US dollar. Okay.
Okay. The Aussie comes out in what we call the next day, which comes in after 5 p.m. So we'll ignore that one. So just
indeed. So we will have the pound US dollar or the pound CAD.
Okay.
Then the pound Kiwi or pound Aussie.
Oh, hang on. Got to get my stuff together. Format painter, click. Sorry, what was the next one?
Pound Kiwi or pound Aussie.
Okay.
And then pound yen or pound Swiss.
Okay, so leftovers from Monday are the Aussie.
The Aussie, okay.
Still the Aussie. And on Tuesday we have the Swiss.
The Swiss, okay.
The pound.
The pound, and pound, yeah.
CAD.
The CAD, yeah.
And the Kiwi.
The Kiwi, okay.
Yeah, Kiwi's listed as tentative. It could appear in US afternoon or US evening, so
yeah.
We use it both, and that's it.
Okay, so we will have the pound Kiwi or pound Aussie.
Yep.
then the pound Swiss or the pound CAD,
Yep.
and then the pound US dollar or the pound yen.
Yep. Okay, so leftovers from Tuesday, there are Tuesday, where are we? There's the Aussie.
The Aussie, so here and here, okay.
And also the Kiwi.
The Kiwi, okay.
We've got the Swiss again.
The Swiss, okay.
The US dollar.
US dollar, okay.
And that's it.
Okay, so we will have the pound US dollar or pound Swiss.
I thought we had one of those. Okay.
No, pound US dollar or pound Swiss.
Yep.
Then the pound Kiwi or pound Aussie.
Yep.
And then the Euro Kiwi or Euro Aussie.
Okay. So leftovers from Wednesday, there is the Aussie.
The Aussie, okay.
And nothing on Thursday.
Okay, so we will have the pound Kiwi or pound Aussie.
Yep.
Then the Euro Kiwi or Euro Aussie.
Okay.
And then we can take the pound US dollar or pound yen.
Okay, so leftovers from Thursday, we have nothing on Thursday, and on Friday, we've got the pound.
The pound, okay.
The CAD.
The CAD, okay.
And the American US dollar.
And the US dollar, of course, with the non-farm payroll. Okay, so we will have, first of all, the pound US dollar or pound CAD, which is not a surprise.
Okay.
Then we will have the pound Kiwi or pound Aussie. And then the pound yen or pound Swiss.
Okay. Start off same as Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, so how we use these is each day if you're trading, rather than trying to handle the top 10 pairs or whatever, you can chop the numbers down to just these ones here. Get rid of that. Sorry, my phone going off. Just monitor these pairs, and if none of those look like they're moving or worthwhile, then you can drop down to the third selection. So these are the main ones up here, and then the second selection is down here. And there's no particular order in these up here either. It's just whatever's come up for that particular day. Okay, so any questions? Occasionally mistakes do creep through, so let us know if you see something or have any comments.